All right, let's send it downstairs for the starting lineups.
Senior 12, Ottawa Wheatley. Senior number 20, Clementina Numerolongi. Senior number 24, Jessica Pelton. And now, the starting lineups for your Brush Beaters. Number 21, Delana Salini. Junior, number 11, Brooke Rudolph. Junior, number 5, Riley Lane. Junior, number 3, Alexis Corral. And junior, number 2, Kenzie Kurtz.
All right, we'll reset the lineups here from Brush for this girls' game. Getting underway here in just a second. Opening tip brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. That is Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Jumping center, Destiny Pelton of Fort Morgan. And Brooke Rule of Brush out there with Kenzie Craich, Alexis Corral, Riley Lake, and Delana Tatalini. For the Mustangs, Allie Bauman, Lauren Keller, Autumn Wheatley, Clementina Numerolongo, and Destiny Pelton. They're all seniors. Bay Diggers looking for their 4th consecutive win. Tip is controlled by Fort Morgan. Here comes Allie Bauman at the top. Swings it on the outside left to Wheatley. Looks like a man-on-man right now, or player-on-player, I should say. Right baseline, dribbling all the way, putting it up and in on the right baseline is Allie Bauman. She drove to the basket and scored. 2-0, and a steal by the Mustangs. Here comes Bauman. Left baseline to Lauren Keller. Steps in, puts it up and block, and a foul. Boy, that looked like a clean block there by Kenzie Craich. But the foul was called, and Brush commits the game's first turnover. And to the line will be the senior Lauren Keller. Offense has been an issue for the Mustangs this season at times. Defensively, they've been good. The free throw's off to the right. Second free throw coming up for the senior Lauren Keller. Yeah, she's the leader on this team. But then again, there's quite a few of them with all these seniors. Second free throw is good. 3-0 Fort Morgan. Lake in the backcourt. Feeds it over to Tatalini. Left-handed dribble. Still in the backcourt to Craich. Crossing the timeline and a traveling violation on Delana Tatalini. That Fort Morgan pressure was too much there. 3-0 in favor of Fort Morgan. 7:25 to go in the opening quarter. Bauman in the lane, puts it up off the glass and in. That should be an offensive foul. It is. She slammed right into Alexis Corral, who took the contact. That's also a Fort Morgan turnover. Both teams have committed a foul. And the Mustangs will apply a little bit of pressure in the backcourt, not a full court press here. Here's Delana Tatalini with a right-handed dribble. Jump pass still in the backcourt to Rule. Front court pass to Lake. Cross-court jump pass. Here is Delana Tatalini, right baseline. Double team. Has to kick it back out and throws it into the seats. Third turnover for Brush. Well, turnovers always play a role, especially in this matchup. Fort Morgan the other way, up 3-0. Bauman on the outside right with a basketball. Kicks it left side over to Keller beyond the three-point line. Left to the free throw line. 15-footer is off to the left. And the rebound is into the hands of Kenzie Craich. A Brush long pass to Rule, and she traveled. But Brush has got to get it together. They look awful. 66 seconds of basketball been played. They have no points and 4 turnovers. Backcourt pressure. The pass is into Destiny Pelton. She'll hand it off to Bauman. Crossing midcourt, picked up by Rule. Bodied up by Rule. Left-handed dribble. Kicks it back out on the high left to Bauman. Bauman will set up the Fort Morgan offense. Right side to Numerolongo. Back to Bauman. Just beyond midcourt. Bauman against Riley Lake. Picks up her dribble. Cross-court pass taken by Destiny Pelton, and we've got, is that an offensive foul? Yeah, it is on Fort Morgan. That'll be the second turnover on the Mustangs, and the foul was committed. Let's see, are they going to call that on Numera Longo? And they do. Yep, Numera Longo commits her first. 6.5 to go in the opening quarter. Fort Morgan 3, Brush nothing. Tatalini on the high right dribbles the ball off her foot out of bounds. Nice pressure defense by Destiny Pelton. 5 turnovers, and Anthony Wilson is already making a substitution. Carly Tatalini is in there for Delana Tatalini. Yeah, he cannot be happy. I mean, they look really sluggish here. In court pass there to Bauman into the front court. Here is Pelton. Down low, Numera Longo off her hands. It's intercepted by Carly Tatalini. Tatalini with the basketball at the top. Swings it left side to Craich. In the left corner for Corral. Guarded by Numera Longo. Kicks it back out. Now left to the free throw line to Lake. In the left corner for Corral. There's Craich. Left-handed dribble. Jump pass Lake. Straight away 3 is way off to the right. And the rebound to Destiny Pelton of Fort Morgan. That's her first board. Looking for the outlet. Nearly tied up. Now she dribbles across the timeline. It's a 3-on-3. Poked out of bounds from behind by Rule. Mustangs retain possession with 5:53 to go in a very sloppy first quarter. 8 turnovers, 5 by Brush and 3 by Fort Morgan, and only 3 points in the game. And these teams have already played quite a few games. You would think they would clean this up, but maybe they're a little bit tense for this matchup in the old gym. There's the lob down low for Pelton. Off her hands, the ball is loose. It's out of bounds off of Pelton into the Bee Digger bench. Yeah, this is tough to watch. This is not good basketball on either side. Riley Lake in the backcourt, front court pass taken by Rule. Left-handed dribble at the top, right baseline Corral. Feeds it down low, and the layup up and in by Kenzie Craich. That's beautiful basketball there as Craich scores off the glass. And a 30-second timeout called by Anthony Wilson. A Brush. Timeout brought to you by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. 842-4555, Home Auto Life and Health, that is. State Farm Insurance and Greg Mullen, a long time and outstanding sponsor of Morgan County Athletics. 3-2 in favor of Fort Morgan with 5:39 to go in the opening quarter. I'm John Beltran, live from Brush High School for a Saturday night of high school basketball. Lauren Keller to trigger it into the backcourt. And the Bee Diggers will pressure. They're going to challenge this Fort Morgan offense. Now she can run the baseline. Bounce pass in the backcourt. Taken over there by Autumn Wheatley. Nearly lost the ball. Now she's almost tied up in the backcourt. And we do have a foul. There was contact. Brooke Rule made some contact there. If not, that could have been a 10-second violation. Rule with her first foul, second team foul. Both teams have 2. On the side, Keller to throw it in. Lobs it into the front court, intercepted by Craich. It's a 3-on-2, middle of the lane. Jump pass over to Rule. Left baseline taken over there by Delana Tatalini. Near the top to Corral. Corral travels. 11 turnovers. 6 of those by Brush. Brooklyn Cox into the game for the Bee Diggers with 5:22 to go in the opening quarter. And Fort Morgan with a 3-2 lead. This could be the first of 35 or something like that. Into the front court. Here's Lauren Keller into the paint. He's going to have to kick it left corner. Bauman's shot is going to be good, and it's just inside the three-point line for Allie Bauman. It's a 2. Fort Morgan 5, Brush 2, 5:03 to go in the first. On the high left, Rule all the way, lays it up, too strong, and the rebound is taken over there by Brooklyn Cox, and the Bee Diggers will reset. And there's a 3 straight away, Kenzie Craich. She scores, and now the game is tied at 5. And then the ball is thrown off of Fort Morgan Mustang, and Tessa Frasco out of bounds. Nice play there by Tatalini. And the Mustangs commit their 6th turnover as Fort Morgan wanted to push that ball up court. Tied at 5 now. Nice recovery by Brush. Corral in the backcourt over to Kenzie Craich against Pelton. Long front court pass taken by Tatalini. She banks and scores with the left hand. Delana Tatalini. And all of a sudden, this is Brush's lead, and Keller the other way off the bottom of the rim as she misses. The rebound to Corral. Brush wants to push Tatalini the other way. She's fouled by Allie Bauman. Second foul on Bauman. She's going to have to take a seat for head coach Mitch Elrick. Two young head coaches. Elrick for Fort Morgan and Anthony Wilson for Brush. Numera Longo took a brief breather. She's back in. Well, Destiny Pelton is out. Okay, that was the move I didn't expect because Bauman has the two fouls. In the right corner, Brooklyn Rule with the basketball. Now to Tatalini. Left wing three, Craich. Yes! Kenzie Craich has caught fire. She's got 8 points. Brush all of a sudden leads 10-5. And we have a timeout called by the Mustangs. 4:13 to go in the opening quarter. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. It is Brush 10, Fort Morgan 5 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Oh, right off the inbounds pass, the Mustangs get a traveling violation for Numera Longo. Brush B-Digger basketball. 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, 10-5, and we've got a timeout called by Brush, and that's going to be a full timeout because a 10-second violation was just about 2 seconds away, and they were still at their own free throw line, so this is a very choppy first quarter. Let's take a 30-second break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran back at Brush High School, the old Brush High School gymnasium. At least they won't be playing any varsity games after tonight. On Tuesday, January 14th, it'll be 3 games, all girls games in the new gymnasium. It's incredible, too. We'll have a Facebook Live version of that on January 14th. You won't want to miss that. The AD, Bradley Bass, will show us the entire gymnasium. Brush basketball leading 10-5, 3:45 to go in the opening quarter. Carly Tatalini on the outside right to Kenzie Craich. She has 8 points, this Craich. Here in this first quarter, she'll take a right wing three, and she misses off the bottom of the rim, and the rebound is wrestled away by Tessa Frasco, Fort Morgan. Here comes the Mustangs the other way, and Bauman misses a shot to tie it for the rebound as Bauman leaned and got all glassed. Numera Longo tied up by Brooke Rule. It'll be Brush basketball as the possession arrow is pointing in their direction. Lake in the backcourt feeds Craich. Jump pass front court to Tatalini. That's Delana Tatalini. Left-handed dribble, then she's double-teamed. Had the ball stripped, she got it back, and then she throws it away into the hands of Lauren Keller. Jump pass, Numera Longo banks and scores to the left of the basket with the right hand. For Numera Longo, 10-7. And there's a steal by Bauman all the way. Scoops it up and in off the glass. Bauman takes advantage of Brush's 8th turnover. Bauman with 6 points. It's a 4-0 Mustang run, 10-9. Carly Tatalini bounce pass to Lake. She turns, misses badly, and the rebound to Numera Longo. She was open for a while, needed that ball earlier. Fort Morgan can reclaim the lead with 2:44 to go in the first. Brush 10, Fort Morgan 9. On the high right, Frasca with the basketball. Dribbles to her left towards the top of the three-point circle. Chest pass right wing over to Wheatley. Wheatley into the paint. She definitely shuffled both feet. She wondered what she did, but that was definitely a travel. 16 turnovers in this game, 8 by each team.
Number 24, Brooklyn Cox.
And Brooklyn Cox
Alexis
back in. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Tatalini almost an over and back, and then had it stripped at midcourt, taken away by Fort Morgan. Bauman down low for Keller, knocked out of bounds by Corral. Tatalini's really struggling. They're going to take her out of the game. And in is Carly Tatalini. Here's the inbound pass to Numera Longo. Back out to Bauman. Left corner. Keller. She'll take the three. She'll miss the three. The long rebound to Tessa Frasco, Fort Morgan. And she leans. And was it partially blocked? Yes, it was. Fort Morgan retains possession as the ball went out of bounds. Keller to throw it in on the offensive end. Keller looking. Lobs it near the top on the outside right to Bauman. She traveled. Yeah, she did. 18 turnovers, 9 by each squad. And we still have 2:07 to go in the first. Well, neither of these teams is going to go anywhere this season if they don't clean up turnovers. Lots of talent, but you got to clean up the turnovers. Here is Cox on the high right. Baseball pass, cross court. Over to Rule, straight away. Carly Tatalini misses the 15-footer. It's tipped into the hands of Rule, and she scores on the right baseline. That is Brooke Rule, who picked up the loose change and scored. 12-9 in favor of Brush. Keller the other way traveled. No question about that. She shuffled her foot as she drove towards the basket. Turnover number 10 for the Mustangs. And let's see, Fort Morgan did make a substitution. I think it's Emma Wolf now into the game. It is. Beat Digger basketball. Here is Craich into the paint. Lobs it left baseline. The shot is missed over there, but put up and in by Craich. The initial miss came from Brooklyn Cox, but Craich scores. And then the Mustangs commit a turnover in the backcourt, and it goes out of bounds. Beat Digger basketball. 14-9, Fort Morgan trails by 5. Craich gets it in the left corner to Cox. Check that, that's Rule. Back out to Cox on the high right. Here is Kenzie Craich. Craich back out to Cox, lobs it down low for Craich. Baseball pass inside and putting it up and in off the glass is Alexis Corral. Kenzie Craich is the player of the game so far. 16-9, bounce pass intercepted by Corral, and then a foul in the backcourt committed by Emma Wolf. 12 turnovers by Fort Morgan. They had the brief lead of this game. They were up 5-2, and since then the Beat Diggers have gone on a 14-4 run and lead by 7. Mustangs take a 30-second timeout, and these teams will run out of timeouts if we continue this pace of timeouts taken. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need your way. On your way. I don't know why I always say it wrong. Need on your way to the big game. That is Stubbs Gas and Oil. Yeah, English is not an option. You got to be able to speak it. And I'm giving that a shot right now. All right. The Beat Diggers with a 16-9 lead. 1:06 to go in this girls' game. And let's see what adjustments Fort Morgan can make, because they are in significant trouble in this game, down by 7. Alexis Corral at the top of the basketball. Left side, Craich, long three, and she missed it. And the strong side rebound is into the hands of Lauren Keller of Fort Morgan, her first board. Here is Caitlin Fajardo down low. Passes poked away, taken by Pelton, but she was on the floor and traveled. Turnover number 13. It's a lot of miscues there. 13 turnovers here for Fort Morgan. Carly Tatalini's pass back in the backcourt to Craich, now to Corral. Front court pass to Rule. Kicks it back out to Corral. 40 seconds to go in the first. Here's a long three by Brooke Rule. That's short, and the ball is tipped around, and it's into the hands of the Mustangs and Destiny Pelton. Emma Wolf nearly throw it away, but now here's Pelton into the lane. She leans. She puts it up off the back of the rim, and no good. And the rebound to Brooke Rule. The Beat Diggers the other way. Here's Tatalini's shot. Carly misses badly from 15, but the rebound to Rule, and she's going to be tied up by Allie Bauman. Nice job of Bauman with that defense. Brooke Rule with 3 rebounds already. Autumn Wheatley checks back in for Lauren Keller. This will be Fort Morgan basketball. We are down to 14 seconds to go in the opening quarter, and Fort Morgan trails 16-9. Inbounds pass to Bauman. Jump pass is intercepted by Rule. She leans, she banks, and scores. That's the story of the first quarter. 14 turnovers for the Mustangs. Fajardo with 4 at midcourt with 3. Lob pass intercepted by Corral with 2. And then a bounce pass, but that's going to be too late. And a very sloppy first quarter. 9 turnovers for Brush, 15 for Fort Morgan. We have played 8 minutes of basketball. In Brush, it's the Beat Diggers 18, the Mustangs 9 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's begin the second quarter with the Beat Diggers leading the Fort Morgan Mustangs 18-9. On the outside right, Kenzie Craich with the basketball. Feeds it in the right corner to Carly Tatalini. Dribbles right baseline all the way. She throws up a wild shot and misses. Knocked out of bounds. Well, they're going to say it's off Fort Morgan. I think that was off of Brush. And 2 of the officials will converge. I don't think there's any doubt that should be Fort Morgan basketball. Yep, it's going to go over to the Mustangs. And to throw it in will be Emma Wolf. Out there with Autumn Wheatley, Lauren Keller, Destiny Pelton, and Allie Bauman. Wheatley off the inbounds pass. Dribbles into the front court. Left-handed dribble. Bounce pass down low for Pelton. Leans, banks, misses. And a nice rebound control there by Kenzie Craich, who had 10 points in the first quarter. She outscored Fort Morgan. Craich, right corner pass. 3 in the air. Yes! That is made by Delaney Tattalini. Delana Tattalini's now got 5 and nearly a steal in the backcourt. Bauman is on her back, and Fort Morgan calls a timeout, down by 12. 21-9, 39 seconds into the second. Just gorgeous ball movement there by these Brush Bead Diggers. The story of the first quarter, besides Craич's 10 points, the amount of turnovers, 15 by Fort Morgan and 9 by Brush. Yeah, that's not good basketball. You're on a pace there for 96 turnovers. I did one game in 2004, I believe, that had 98 turnovers. And I wish I was lying about that. But 24 in the first quarter. They should be able to clean it up a lot better here in the second. Keller to throw it in. Along the side. Lob in the backcourt to Bauman. Bauman against Alexis Corral. Front court pass to Keller. Keller with a left-handed dribble. Keller at the top with the basketball. Near the timeline to Bauman. Swings it on the outside left to Wolf. And she traveled. Wow. 16 turnovers for the Mustangs. I mean, the defense is also very good by Brush, but not that good. Here comes Tattalini the other way for Brush, spinning on Bauman, and then had the ball, was it poked out of bounds? No, she just threw it away. Very awkward pass. Didn't come close to her teammate. And the Bead Diggers with their 10 turnover. Along the side, quarter court. Keller to trigger it in. Lobs it in the backcourt. Here's Autumn Wheatley, left-handed dribble against Corral. Spinning on Corral at the top. Feeds it down low for Keller all the way. Scoops it up and in! A little floater for Lauren Keller. She's got 3 points in the game, but Brush still has a 10-point lead, 21-11. Lady Bead Diggers. Jump pass down low for Rule. Left baseline. Try to kick it back out. Poked out of bounds by Allie Bauman. And the Bead Diggers retain possession. 6:41 to go second quarter. There's the lob to Carly Tattalini, 15-footer back rim, no. And a nice rebound there by Destiny Pelton, her third for Fort Morgan. The outlet is taken by Wolf. Front court pass to Wheatley. Swings it right side to Bauman. Bauman inside the three-point line. Down low, and the shot is up and in. Great feed to Autumn Wheatley, who banked it in. Wheatley on the board for the first time. The Mustangs in a 4-0 run. Brush leads 21-13. Baseball pass, right baseline. Corral puts it up and short. Little 5-footer she missed. Ball is tipped around and into the hands of Autumn Wheatley. Here comes Wheatley. Middle of the lane all the way. Looked like she traveled. No whistle and a blocking foul. And she got away with that one. That might be Tattalini committing the foul, which would send Wheatley to the line. And Tattalini has committed her first. Wheatley, one of many seniors on his team, to the stripe. And she will shoot 2. When it comes to your future, Northeastern is miles ahead, and a college is close to home. That's Northeastern. Free throw is in and out. Second free throw upcoming. Riley Lake is back in along with Brooklyn Cox. Brooke Rule and Alexis Corral are out. This is a very talented Brush team, without a doubt. 6:07 remaining before the break. The Bead Diggers lead by 8. Wheatley trying to make it 7. Yes. Free throw is good. She goes 1 out of 2 from the stripe. And the Bead Diggers are in a, check that, the Mustangs in a 5-0 run. Craich over to Lake. Back out to Craich. Top of the three-point circle. Left wing to Lake. Lake feeds it in the left corner to Brooklyn Cox. Back out to Riley Lake. Near the top to Craich. Boy, she's guarded closely now because she was such a threat. With those 10 points in the opening quarter, they're not going to let her shoot. Riley Lake, right side to Craich. Down low for Lake. She's fouled on the entry pass. That'll be the 5th team foul. And Destiny Pelton with her first. Craich to throw it into the left of the basket. Down low for Tattalini. Knocked out of bounds by Pelton. Brush will try it again. Here comes Clementina Numero Longo into the game. And she replaces Destiny Pelton. Craich to throw it in. Left corner for Carly Tattalini. Dribbles to her right. Jump pass over to Cox. She misses the shot from 4 feet away. And Autumn Wheatley is fouled in the backcourt. As she grabbed the rebound, she was fouled by Tattalini. Check that. Cox commits the foul. 14th foul. Carly Tatalini is out, and Brooke Rule is back in. With the Mustangs trailing by 7, but they've scored the last 5. Wheatley looking, bounce pass backcourt to Keller. And then Keller's tripped up, no whistle. There's the whistle and a foul on Delana Tatalini. That'll be her second. Both teams have committed 5 fouls. And to throw it in along the side is Allie Bauman. Cox is right on top of her. There's the lob over to Wheatley. Wheatley right to the free throw line, into the lane all the way. She traveled. Wow. That is turnover number 17 for Fort Morgan. Delana Tatalini is out. Carly Tatalini was in, out, and now back in. And she's got the basketball. Back out to Craich, who seems that she can play virtually every position of the court. Craich jump pass, left corner for Rule. Down low for Craich. Kicks it back out late. 15-footer is off to the left. Missed by Riley Lake and Lauren Keller. Has her second rebound for Fort Morgan. Down by 7 with 5:05 to go. Double team in the backcourt. Now feeds Wheatley. She crosses midcourt. Nearly fouled. Picks up the basketball in the left corner. Jump pass is going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Brooklyn Cox all the way. Lays it up and in off the glass. Brooklyn Cox, coast to coast. Her first points. Fort Morgan commits their 18th turnover. Bauman the other way. Jump pass, Numero Longo. Banks and scores. Numero Longo off the feed from Allie Bauman. 23-16. Brush. 4.5 remaining before the break. Lob inside. Poked away by Wolf. Intercepted by Lauren Keller. The Beatniggers turn it over for an 11 time. Keller all the way. Puts it up and misses, but she's fouled. She slithered her way into the lane and was fouled by Brooklyn Cox, her second. 2 Beatniggers have 2 fouls. And Lauren Keller to shoot a deuce. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. Offering you a variety of banking needs, including agriculture and personal loans. High Plains Bank, the first free throw is no good. Second free throw coming up for the senior Lauren Keller. She can make this a 6-point game. She bends, she shoots, and she misses short. Alexis Corral grabs the rebound. Feeds it out to Craich. Now into the front court to Rule. Back to Craich straight away. Right-handed dribble on the right wing to Lake. Near that right corner to Corral. Bounce pass down low. Knocked it out of bounds by Wheatley. Intended for Craich. To throw it in will be Craich. Lobs it at the top for Lake. Thinks about the three. Won't take it now. Riley Lake not looking to shoot. Had the ball stripped by Keller. And then it went off her leg out of bounds. The turnover is Brush's 12th. Yeah, you give away what you're going to do when you're not looking at the basket, and that's what happened there. And to throw it in will be Keller. Lobs it near the front court, taken by Bauman, bodied up by Corral, feeds it left corner, wide open. Emma Wolf, 3, book it. Emma Wolf drills the triple, and the Mustangs are to within 4. They were down by a dozen in this game, 23-19. Alexis Corral on the left wing to Craich, who's been held in check in the second. Straight away to Riley Lake, now to Craich. Craich in the left wing, cross-court pass to Rule. She penetrates into the paint all the way, scoops and scores off the glass. Beautiful move by Brooke Rule. She's got 6. The lead is up to 6 for Brush, 25-19. Wheatley 2-on-2. Wheatley with an offensive foul she pushed off. That will also be a turnover against Fort Morgan. That is number 19. Wheatley commits her first. And into the game is Cashlyn Tatalini now. That's one of 3 Tatalinis for Brush. Craich bounce pass in the backcourt to Corral. Here is Kenzie Craich. Craich at the top into the paint. Has to swing it down low for Corral. She banks it in. What a cut by Corral along the left baseline. She's got 4. Brush 27, Fort Morgan 19, 3:08 to go in the second quarter. Keller all the way, lays it up and in to the left of the basket. They left it wide open, and Lauren Keller scores. 4 points in the quarter, 5 in the game, under 3 to go before the break. Brush 27, Fort Morgan 21. In the left corner, Brooke Rule, wide open three. Yes! Brooke Rule now has 9 points in the game. The lead is 9. Ball is loose, and then Brooke Rule picks it up and misses. She gets a rebound, nearly fouled, feeds it back out to Cashlyn Tatalini, and her shot is blocked out of bounds by Autumn Wheatley. But it was the 20th turnover by the Mustangs. Brooke Rule's putting together a heck of a half here. 30-21, just like that, the Bee Diggers are back up by 9. Craich to throw it in. Left baseline pass is intercepted by Emma Wolf. The Bee Diggers now have committed 13 turnovers. Fajardo, long pass, Numero Longo banks it into the right of the basket. What a pass there by Caitlin Fajardo. And Numero Longo's got 6 points in the game. Brush 30, Fort Morgan 23. 2:21 to go, second quarter. Brooke Rule, top of the three-point circle to Craich. Crossover dribble. Dribbles by Fajardo. Then she tried to swing it to Corral, but she was not cutting to the basket. The ball went out of bounds, and the Bee Diggers turn it over again. Keller to throw it in. Lobs it in the backcourt to Bauman, now to Keller. Keller will set up the Fort Morgan offense. Lauren Keller, left-handed dribble, nearly fouled, left corner. Wolf three, and that's an air ball, and over the back went Numero Longo, 17 foul. Kenzie Craich will shoot the 1-and-1. Numero Longo commits her second. Kenzie Craich has not scored in the quarter after tallying 10 in the opening frame. And with Brush up by 7, she can extend the lead to 9. Get a delicious treat, breakfast or lunch option to make the day better. That's at Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. They do have some incredible stuff. 921 Edison Street in Brush. Kenzie Craich. This is Brush's first free throw of the game, and it's missed off the back of the rim. Caitlin Fajardo with a rebound for Fort Morgan. Fajardo's jump pass is intercepted by Rule. Then Fajardo commits the foul, and Brooke Rule will shoot the 1-and-1, and the Mustangs now have 21 turnovers in the contest. So here's Brooke Rule, right behind Kenzie Craich in scoring. She's got 9. Bee Diggers led by as many as 12. Fort Morgan had the early 5-2 lead. The free throw by Rule is perfect. Brush 31, Fort Morgan 23, and even 2 minutes to go, second quarter. Second free throw is coming up for Brooke Rule. That's up, and she missed it badly off to the right. Lauren Keller wrestles away the rebound. That's her third. Keller with a crossover dribble across the timeline, met by Rule. Back out to Fajardo. Wide open triple is off the front of the rim and no good. And Riley Lake has the rebound for Brush on the outlet of Carly Tatalini. Carly across the timeline, now to Kenzie Craich straight away. Right wing to Cashlyn Tatalini. Three-pointer blocked right in her face over there by Lydia Eccles, and we have a tie-up. I'm not sure why she took that with a taller player right in front of her, but possession arrow is pointing in Fort Morgan's direction. Yeah, she didn't have any spacing there. And it will be Fort Morgan basketball. Cashlyn Tatalini's out. Alexis Corral is back in. In the backcourt, the pass to Fajardo. Fajardo with a right-handed dribble. Swings it left corner for Wolf. Wolf's going to have to kick it back out on the bounce to Keller. Keller on the left wing. Dribbles against the defender, and Brooke Rule commits the foul. Team 7th. It's Rule's second. Lauren Keller back to the line, but she's only 1 out of 4 from there. Free throws have hurt Brush here. Check that, Fort Morgan in the opening half. They have missed 4 out of 6. Free throw is in, off the lip of the rim and through. 31-24, the boys' game to follow. More than likely at about 7:15-7:20. Second free throw by Lauren Keller is in the air and in. It's a 6-point lead for Brush. 1:21 to go, second quarter. In the right corner, wide open three by Lake is no good. And the rebound is controlled by Keller in the corner and knocked out of bounds from behind by Carly Tatalini. Fort Morgan basketball. Nice job of the Mustangs coming back in this game. Backcourt passes dropped over there by Bauman, but then she picks it up and feeds Fajardo. Fajardo jump pass towards Keller, poked away, intercepted by Cashlyn Tatalini. Tatalini leans, banks, misses badly, offensive foul. Fajardo took the contact beautifully. Yeah, that's twice that Cashlin has taken shots that I'm not sure what she saw there. Yeah, she made a great play to gain possession of the basketball, but really didn't have any angle. Lauren Keller to throw it in. In the backcourt feeds Bauman. Bauman jump pass to Keller. Keller's got a 4-on-3 set up. Keller, middle of the lane. Poked out of bounds from behind by Brooke Rule. The Mustangs retain possession with 56 seconds remaining in the opening half. Brush leads by 6. Outside right, Wolf, wide open 3 is off the front of the rim. And Brooke Rule grabs the Brush rebound. Rule to Craich. Craich in the right wing. Craich will back it out. Baseball pass down low for Corral. Right baseline, Tatalini misses the shot. And the ball is rebounded by Corral. Shot is blocked, and then Carly Tatalini is fouled. A lot of offensive rebounds there by Brush. Carly Tatalini to the line. With 38 seconds remaining. Caitlin Fajardo commits her second foul. Carly Tatalini looking for her first point of the game. The free throw is perfect. The Bay Diggers are up by 7. With a second free throw upcoming. Tessa Frasco back into the game for the Mustangs, as is Autumn Wheatley. Brush is looking for its 4th consecutive win. And this free throw is up, and that's perfect. 33-25. Bauman, long chest pass. It went off Corral out of bounds. That's a break for Fort Morgan because Wheatley was well covered, but Corral got her left hand on it. And Wolf to throw it in. Emma Wolf still looking. Lobs it left of the lane to Wheatley all the way, puts up a wild shot, got nothing but air. Brooke Rule away with the basketball. Jump pass to Corral, banks and scores. Alexis Corral off the feed from Brooke Rule. It's got 6. It's double digits again, 35-25. 19 seconds to go. Keller in the backcourt. Keller against Tatalini. Now over to Autumn Wheatley. Wheatley spins it into the front court, foul by Rule. Yeah, Rule's defense way too tight. And that's not a good foul by Brooke Rule because it's her 3rd, and there's only 12 seconds to go. Yeah, that, for someone who's playing so well to commit that foul at midcourt, just got to back off the defender there. It's not worth it. Now she probably is not going to play for a while in the second half because of foul trouble. 1-and-1 situation. The Wheatley free throw is up and around and off to the left. And the rebound to Riley Lake of Brush. 8 seconds to go. Craich, long chest pass to Cox, puts it up and in on the left baseline. Brooklyn Cox, 2 seconds to go with 1, and that's it. They get the inbounds pass into Wolf, and Brush has reclaimed a 12-point lead. They put on a flurry at the end, scoring the last 6 points of the opening half. So with the score in the first of these 2 games, the Brush Bee Diggers lead the Fort Morgan Mustangs 37-25. And we will take a 3-minute break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran back at Brush High School for the first of these 2 games. And the Brush girls lead Fort Morgan by a score of 37-25. Halftime show brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil, easy and convenient. Make them the only stop you need your way into the big game. That's Stubbs Gas and Oil. The Bay Diggers led 18-9 after the opening quarter, outscored Fort Morgan 19-16 in the second quarter, and they lead by a dozen. The leading scorer for Brush is Brooke Rule. She's got 11 points, 10 for Kenzie Craich. Alexis Corral's got 6, 5 in the game for Delana Tatalini. Brooklyn Cox with 4. And Carly Tatalini with a single free throw. As for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, they are the visiting team here. They have got 7 points from Lauren Keller, 6 apiece from Clementina Numerolongo and Allie Bauman, 3 apiece from Emma Wolf and Autumn Wheatley. 15 rebounds for Brush, 6 of those by Brooke Rule, and 13 by Fort Morgan, 4 of those by Lauren Keller. free throw shooting. The Mustangs are 4 out of 9 at 44%, and the Bee Diggers 3 out of 5 at 60%. And right now, the turnover situation is not good for either team, although it was a better second quarter than first quarter. They had 24 combined turnovers in the opening quarter, only 13 combined in the second. So 22 turnovers in the game for Fort Morgan and 15 for Brush. So that's where we sit here at the break, 37-25 in favor of the Bee Diggers, and they've run really well. 6 different players in the scoring column. They've come up with some key turnovers, and they've got some underclassmen really doing a nice job here today. I mean, you look at this Brush roster, which is considerably younger than the Fort Morgan roster. Craich is a junior, as is Brooke Rule, and they've combined for 21 points. Alexis Corral with a 6 point. She's a junior. So their top 3 scorers in this game are all juniors. And that's why you really have to be enthused if you're a Bee Digger. But, hey, credit the Mustangs. They were down big. They were down by 12, came back. They made it a 4-point game because of their level of experience, but now it's back up to 12 as it was a nice 6-0 run to close out the opening half by these Brush Bee Diggers. All right, the boys' game is coming up next, and after tonight on B106 and B106.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network, we will not have basketball until 2 weeks from today. The Fort Morgan girls and boys will be at Erie. In fact, we have every single game from here on out except Fort Morgan boys in Windsor because they play home and away on those nights. So we'll do the girls' games. Last year we did the boys' games. So we'll do the Fort Morgan Windsor girls' games. And then every single one of those doubleheaders, including a non-conference doubleheader against Weld Central. So plenty of Mustang basketball to look forward to here on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. And as for the Brush Bee Diggers on 1010 KSIR, no more action after tonight until Tuesday, January 14th. Tyler Carmen will have the call when the Brush boys take on the University Bulldogs from Greeley. A 3-minute break, and we will come back with a second half of this girls' game from Brush. The Bee Diggers lead the Fort Morgan Mustangs 37-25 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. All right, let's begin the third quarter with the Mustangs and Brush Lady Bee Diggers. Riley Lake with the basketball on the outside left against Numero Longo. Will set the lineup here momentarily with Alexis Corral near the top to Brooke Rule. Had a big first half, and then Rule traveled. And that is turnover number 16 against the Bee Diggers, and they'll apply some pressure in the backcourt. Emma Wolf to throw it in. Out there with Lauren Keller, Allie Bauman, Clementina Numero Longo, and Destiny Pelton. Keller on the outside right, dribbles towards the right baseline, cut off by Corral. Cross-court pass is taken over there by Wolf. Down low, Pelton banks and misses. Rebound, Numero Longo puts it up and in off the glass. Numero Longo was left unguarded as she got the weak side rebound and scored. Well, that score's wrong. That should be 37-27. They've got that wrong. Corral with the basketball. Down low for Craich. Craich jump pass inside. Tatalini puts it up and in. Now 7. They've got that score wrong. Yeah, they've got that. That should be 39-27. Here is Destiny Pelton with a basketball. They got to fix that. They definitely have to fix that. Keller all the way, scoops it up and misses off the glass, but a foul. It still says 41 up there, but that should be 39. And to the line will be Lauren Keller. Oh, this is the best part of the night for me. Free throw is good by Lauren Keller as the Kenzie Craich committed the foul for Brush. Keller now with 8 points in the game. Second free throw is in the air, and that's in. She's got 9. Now they still have the score incorrect. They gave the Bee Diggers an additional 2 points. That should be 39-20. Did they not count the second basket? There you go. Yep, now it's correct. 39-29. And Craich with the basketball, 6:53 to go in the third. Between the legs, Craich, crossover dribble, right of the lane, back out. Brooke Rule, three. Good! For Brooke Rule, nails the triple. She's got 14. The lead is a baker's dozen. Emma Wolf puts up a floater, and that's up and in. Emma Wolf scores. She's got 5. The lead is down to 11 for Brush. Outside left, Brooke Rule again. Yes! Brooke Rule, another triple. 17 points in a game. It's a 14-point lead. Keller, left baseline shot is off the back of the rim. And the rebound is controlled by Kenzie Craich, her third. Long pass to Brooke Rule, banks it in! Brooke Rule has scored 8 points here in about 30 seconds. Timeout, Fort Morgan. And the Bead Diggers with a 47-31 lead. Boy, they're playing some outstanding basketball right now. Brooke Rule just scored 8 points in less than half a minute on 2 threes and then a layup. And a quick timeout called by the Mustangs. And yeah, they need to compose themselves here because they're in danger of getting blown out. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Equitable Savings and Loan. Check them out today at Equitable Savings and Loan. Fort Morgan with a 16-point deficit now to make up. After a run there by Brooke Rule, the Mustangs had it to within 8. But all of a sudden, Brooke Rule has taken over the game. It's Delana Tatalini, Kenzie Craich, Riley Lake, Brooke Rule, and Alexis Corral for Brush. Emma Wolf to throw it in for the Mustangs. Out there with Autumn Wheatley, Allie Bauman, Clementina Numera Longo, and Lauren Keller. Wolf in the backcourt. Finds Bauman. Bauman along the left baseline. Jump pass to Keller on the left wing. Lobs it down low. Poked away. Taken by Numera Longo. She puts it up and in. Numera Longo now with 10 in the game. And nearly some trouble in the backcourt. Lake picks it up. And we've got a turnover committed by Brush. Ball was out of bounds. Bead Diggers with their 17th turnover. Now, Fort Morgan has not committed a turnover in the quarter. And to throw it in three-quarters court will be Lauren Keller. As Fort Morgan trails by 14, the officials are discussing something. But I think the basketball is going to stay with Fort Morgan with 6:01 remaining in the third quarter. Keller near the timeline to Wheatley. Left-handed dribble into the paint. Is going to have to kick it back out. Does. Right wing Bauman, 15-footer, no good. And the rebound to Riley Lake of Brush. That's her third rebound. Long pass to Rule. Straight away to Lake. Lake with a basketball. Dribbles into the lane, but she traveled prior to that. And it's the 18th turnover committed by the Bead Diggers, and Fort Morgan has the basketball along the side with Wheatley to throw it in. Autumn Wheatley, three-quarters court to the left of the Bead Digger bench. Gets it into Bauman, and Bauman nearly traveled. No whistle. Gets it back out, and Wheatley dribbles the ball off the foot of a Bead Digger out of bounds into the Fort Morgan bench. And Bauman to trigger it in for Fort Morgan again. Bauman gets it over to check that. That's Autumn Wheatley. Wheatley right of the paint all the way. Has the shot blocked out of bounds by Kenzie Craich. Carly Tatalini and Brooklyn Cox will check in for Brush. Lake and Rule will have a breather on the bench. Wolf to throw it in to Numera Longo, left baseline, back out to Wheatley. Swings it right side to Keller. In the corner to Wolf, bounce pass is taken down low here by Numera Longo. She dribbles, she banks and scores. Numera Longo, all of a sudden, has got 12 points in the game, leading the Mustangs. It's 47-35 Brush. Left of the lane, Craich, left corner for Tatalini. Dribbles left of the paint, bounce pass to Craich. She puts it up and in. Kenzie Craich scores for the first time since the first quarter. 49-35 in favor of Brush. 5:05 to go in the third. Backcourt bounce pass taken by Bauman. Check that. Wheatley is fouled by Corral. Corral commits her first. Brush is led by double digits for a good portion, well, of this entire quarter and into the second quarter, dating back. Emma Wolf is out, and Destiny Pelton is back in for Fort Morgan. There's the pass into Keller, dribbling right baseline. Keller's fouled by Corral. That'll be the second foul on Corral. And it'll be the third team foul. Keller to throw it in to the left of the basket. With Brush leading by 14 in this first game of 2 today. There's the lob towards midcourt. It's flagged down by Pelton. Long pass to Numero Longo. And then there's a foul against Brush again. Delana Tatalini commits her third. Well, that's 14 fouls. The B-Diggers have to be a little bit more disciplined. If not, they're going to send Fort Morgan to the line. Bauman throws it in down low, and the shot is up and in to the cutting Destiny Pelton. Here come the Mustangs making a little bit of a rally. They're down 49-37, 4:45 to go in the third quarter. With the basketballs, Carly Tatalini back out to Craich. Craich with the basketball, maintains the dribble. Jump pass to Carly Tatalini, shot is blocked by Destiny Pelton. Out of the pack, here comes Bauman. Bauman at the top, over to Wheatley. Bounce pass to Longo, dribbles, turns, hooks, and misses. And the ball is rebounded by Wheatley. And then she has the ball blocked into Craich's hands. Craich comes away with the basketball, then Wheatley knocks it out of bounds. It stays with Brush. Well, Fort Morgan attempted to make another run here in this one. There's the pass into Delana Tatalini with a left-handed dribble, spinning on Bauman, lost control of the basketball, picks it back up, and then she's fouled, or is that a timeout? Is that, let's see what, no, it's a foul. Bauman commits her third. First team foul. 3/4 court. The triggered in, Delana Tatalini. There's the lob towards Brooklyn Cox. She wrestles it away from Numero Longo. Nice job by her. Kicks it at the free throw line for Craich. Inside to Carly Tatalini. Misses the layup. And the Mustangs cannot save it in as Wheatley was out of bounds. Retaining possession is Brush. Halfway to the third quarter, Caitlin Fajardo is into the game for Allie Bauman. There's the lob into Brooklyn Cox. Left corner for Lake. Cross court straight away. Tatalini 3. Back rimmed it, no. Rebound, Destiny Pelton of Fort Morgan. Pelton to Wheatley. Wheatley dribbling high right. Foul by Lake. Had too many fouls here committed by Brush. Their defense is too tight, and Anthony Wilson not happy. 5 fouls already committed by Brush, and we've only played 4 minutes and 10 seconds of the second half. Lauren Keller at the top. Crossover dribble against Brooklyn Cox. Lost control, picked up by Numero Longo. She banks it in. 8 in the quarter, 14 in the game. Fort Morgan trails by 10. 49-39. Right wing, Tatalini 3 is off the back of the rim and no good. And Lauren Keller grabs a rebound for Fort Morgan. Keller wants to run right of the paint. Keller spinning, kicking back out. Wheatley 3 is short. And the rebound to Carly Tatalini of Brush. Tatalini spinning at the free throw line. Back out. Three-pointer. Brooklyn Cox is off the left side of the rim. Tipped into the hands of Craich. She's fouled. Nice move there by Craich. Establishing position. She'll go to the line for the Brush B-Diggers. So Kenzie Craich, fouled by Caitlin Fajardo, will step to the line. And her first free throws are round and good. Craich now with 13 in the game. Second free throw is upcoming for the junior. It's an 11-point lead. And that one is up, and that one is around and good as well. B-Diggers back up by a dozen. Fajardo in the backcourt for Fort Morgan. Over to Pelton. Baseball pass taken by Keller on the high left. Nice catch by Keller. Dribbling left baseline, leaning, and she traveled prior to that. It's a good call there. She had Numero Longo open. Believe it or not, after 22 turnovers in the opening half, that's only the first for Fort Morgan here in the second half, and we have under 3 to go in the third. So great adjustment and discipline here by the Mustangs in this third quarter. But they trail by 12. Lake back out to Tatalini, dribbling against Wheatley. Feeds it right side to Brooklyn Cox, knocked out of bounds. B-Diggers retain possession. Fort Morgan had a very brief lead at the beginning. Tessa Frasco's in for Caitlin Fajardo. And just beyond midcourt, it'll be Cashlyn Tatalini into the game. Kenzie Craich gets it into Cashlyn Tatalini. Dribbles to her right. Cross-court pass is taken over there by Carly Tatalini, and now we have a travel on Kenzie Craich. 19 turnover for Brush. The Beat Diggers 4 shy of Fort Morgan's total. They've got 23. Keller into the front court to Wheatley. 3-on-2, middle of the lane. 15-foot pull-up. Good! Autumn Wheatley scores. She's got 5. The lead is 10. Long pass to Brooklyn Cox. Back out over to Delana Tatalini. Straight away to Craich. Craich against Lauren Keller. Jump pass. Left wing to Cox. Left corner penetrating. Left baseline. Tatalini runners up and no good. And there's a strong side rebound by Destiny Pelton, her 6th. Pelton on the outlet pass to Frasco. Frasco on the right wing with 2:12 to go. Third quarter. Straight away Wheatley fakes the 3, steps in all the way, lays it up, and there is an offensive foul on Autumn Wheatley, slamming into Delana Tatalini. It's also a turnover for Fort Morgan, their 24th. Corral, Lake, and Rule replace Cox and 2 Tatalinis. Delana still in there. Well, the Beat Diggers led by 16 at one point. It's down to 10. Kenzie Craich between her legs. She's a very good ball handler. Jump pass inside, and that was tipped away by Nomera Longo out of bounds. Brush will have the basketball with 1:59 to go in the third. Craich to throw it in to the left of the basket. In the right corner here is Riley Lake. Lob pass towards Corral. Corral dribbles by 2, had it stripped, picked it back up. Left wing, wide open 3, good! That is Kenzie Craich with her first triple since the first quarter. 7 points in the quarter, 17 of the game. 54-41 Brush. Keller, middle of the lane, all the way, up and in. Offensive foul, no basket. No basket. Lauren Keller with her first foul. Boy, those are judgment calls there. That was close. That could have been called a block. Instead, it's not a 10-point lead or 11 or 10. It's still at 13 for Brush. A minute and a half to go in the third. Behind her back is Kenzie Craich. Lob inside to Rule, and Rule is fouled by, let's see, she's fouled from behind by Lydia Eccles. Now the Mustangs are racking up fouls. Both teams have 5 fouls now in the quarter. The boys' game to follow at about 7:20, we're guessing. Craich back out to Lake. Lake had the ball stripped. And Keller has the basketball. 20 turnovers for Brush. Keller down low, and that one's intercepted by Lake. Great defensive play by the junior. Dribbling, right hand, Tatalini into the paint, back out, straight away. Rule 3 is short. Rebound, Corral puts it up, and she throws up an air ball. And then Craich, I think, went over the back. Oh, yep, it's a foul on. Yep, her third foul. Check it, her second. It'll be Fort Morgan basketball, down by 13 with 1:10 to go in the third. Backcourt pass taken by Wheatley. Wheatley against Corral. Boy, Corral's getting really close to committing a foul here. Front court pass to Fajardo back in the game. And nope, check that. That wasn't Fajardo. That was Lydia Eccles, excuse me. And that's a traveling violation on Eccles. 27 turnovers now by Fort Morgan unofficially, but only 5 in the second half after they had 22 in the first half. Under a minute to go. Brush 54, Fort Morgan 41. Corral in the high right, down low for Craich. Banks and misses. Rebound, Lauren Keller. Keller out of the pack, wants to run. Keller crossover dribble, lost the basketball, picked it back up. Keller right baseline to Frasco, banks it in. Nice pass from Keller to Tessa Frasco. She's on the board for the first time. The Beat Digger lead is 11, 35 seconds remaining in the third. On the high right with the basketball is Riley Lake against Numera Longo. Left-handed dribble, picks up the dribble, and we have a whistle away from the ball. It's going to be a Fort Morgan foul. Numera Longo commits her 4th. Allie Bauman will check in. And Numera Longo's still out there with the 4 fouls. I had her with 3, but the board says 4. Seconds remaining. There's the lob at the top. Delana Tatalini. He is wrestled away by Numero Lagos. She just tied up Tatalini. Possession arrow goes to the Mustangs. Well, now the Mustangs to throw it in with 26 seconds remaining in the third. Wheatley lobs it backcourt for Keller. Keller dribbles by one, right of the lane, into the lane, right baseline. But that looked like a travel, no whistle. Pelton shot it surrounded, good. Destiny Pelton stepped in and scored. Little 6-footer for Destiny Pelton. The Mustangs are to within 9. 54-45. 8 seconds to go. Craich against Keller, left of the free throw line. Back out to Delana Tatalini with 4. Now to Lake with 3. Left wing Cox, 2. Takes a 3. Is off the front of the rim, and that's the quarter. Well, the Mustangs made a dent on the scoreboard there, but they trail by 9 going into the fourth with the score. Brush 54, Fort Morgan 45, a 1-minute break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, the Mustangs have the basketball now after a missed shot, 54-45. And we have a whistle and a foul. I'm not sure who committed that foul. I think it's a Fort Morgan foul. That would be the 17th foul, and it's against Destiny Pelton. The Mustang fans are not happy about that. They are not happy about that. That's going to send Riley Lake to the line. Pelton with her second. Lake, Delana Tatalini, Kenzie Craich, Alexis Corral, and Brooke Rule for Brush. Tessa Frasco, Destiny Pelton, Autumn Wheatley, Lauren Keller, and Allie Bauman for Fort Morgan. The free throw is in by Lake. That is her first point of the game. Now a 10-point lead for the Bee Diggers. Second free throw. Swish. Brush 56, Fort Morgan 45. Backcourt pressure. Bauman over to Keller. Keller near the top. Swings it right side over to Wheatley. Wheatley steps in, 14-footer. Back rimmed it, no. Wheatley tries to chase down the rebound. Saves it in, but saves it to Brooke Rule of Brush. Rule long pass to Corral. Lays it up and in. Nice feed by Rule. Corral now has 8. It's 58-45. Here's Wheatley the other way. Leans, puts it up, bottom rim, blocking foul. Wheatley to the line. And the foul's committed by Kenzie Craich. That'll be her third. So Wheatley will step to the stripe. Colorado Plains Medical Center's experienced physicians and highly trained staff make your hometown hospital the place for expert quality care. Colorado Plains Medical Center, helping communities thrive. Free throw by Autumn Wheatley is good. She's got 6 points in the game. It's a 12-point lead, and it's now 11. Second free throw is good. Rush 58, Fort Morgan 47. Kenzie Craich lobs it front court to Corral. Corral left of the lane. Back out to Brooke Rule. In the left corner, Corral. Wide open 3. She'll take it and miss it. Front rim. Rebound to Rule. She banks it in. Brooke Rule. 8 rebounds in the game, and she's also got 21 points. 13-point lead. Pelton left of the lane. Steps in. She banks and misses straight away. And somebody went over the back. I think Tatalini went over the back for Brush. That'll be the penalty. Autumn Wheatley. Oh, they're going to say it goes the other way. They're going to say it goes against Pelton. So to the line will be Delana Tatalini for Brush. Now the Bee Diggers are starting to establish firm control of this game. The Tatalini free throw is back rimmed and no good. Destiny Pelton grabs her 7th rebound. Then that long pass got intercepted by Rule. The Mustangs with their 28th turnover. Rule on the high right with the basketball, and there's a foul by Wheatley. Now it could be this type of quarter. Yeah, we might not start the boys game till 7:30. It could be this type of quarter. Both teams are in the bonus. We've only played 1:20. Lots of bodying up out there, so to speak. And the free throw is good. Brooke Rule has had a tremendous game. She's got 22. Free throw number 2 is upcoming. And she connects. 4 in the quarter, 23 in the game at 62-47. With a basketball, Frasco in the left corner by Bauman. Cross-court pass to Keller, steps into the lane, puts up a runner. Yes! It got rim, it got glass, it went in for Lauren Keller. Keller now with 11. The other way, Brooke Rule traveled off the long pass. She did travel. Yep, that was a tight one, but that traveling violation is Brush's 22nd turnover. Backcourt pressure being applied. There's the pass into Autumn Wheatley, still in the backcourt. Jump pass is tipped away, intercepted by Corral, re-intercepted by Wheatley. The teams trade turnovers. Wheatley's pass on the outside left to Frasco, dribbles left of the lane. She's going to have to kick it back out to Keller in the corner. Keller dribbles to her right, jump pass to Wheatley, fakes, leans, shoots, scores off the glass. Autumn Wheatley. 9 in the game, but Brush leads by 11. If you're Fort Morgan, you got to put together a huge run now. 5:49 to go. Tatalini, bounce pass, left corner for Rule. Rule, baseball pass off the hands of Riley Lake, but chased down near midcourt by Kenzie Craich. Craich swings it left side for Rule, left of the lane, left corner for Tatalini. She dribbles, penetrates, shoots, and scores. A little jumper by Delaney Tatalini, who's got 9, 64-51. Autumn Wheatley, crossover dribble, stripped from behind, intercepted, long pass from Lake to Brooke Rule. She banks it in. Timeout. And Brooke Rule now has 25. 66-51. And that almost matches Fort Morgan's biggest deficit and Brush's biggest lead of the game. And again, every time the Mustangs come back, the Bay Diggers come up with some huge plays. And as a result, timeout is called by the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. That's at Western Engineering Consultants. Get your project started the right way. Western Engineering Consultants. You're tuning in right now. The boys' game will start in about half an hour. Right now in this girls' game. And maybe less than that. Brush leads Fort Morgan 66-51. We'll reset the lineups. Delana Tatalini for Brush, along with Alexis Corral, Riley Lake, Brooke Rule, and Brooklyn Cox. With the Mustangs, Autumn Wheatley, Allie Bauman, Lauren Keller, Emma Wolf, and Destiny Pelton. Wheatley, backcourt pass to Keller, back out to Wheatley. Wheatley picks up the dribble. Keller will cross the timeline against Brooke Rule. Keller, right of the lane, all the way, pulls up from 10. Good. Off the glass, Lauren Keller now has 13 points in the game, but Brush leads by 13. Tatalini dribbles by 2 and is fouled. That will be the double bonus. And the foul was by Autumn Wheatley. That's her third. Here we go with Delana Tatalini to shoot 2, and that first free throw is in and out. Delana's got 9 points in the game, looking to get into double figures. Second free throw upcoming. It's Brush 66, Fort Morgan 53. And this free throw is up, and that one is off to the right. Destiny Pelton grabs the rebound for Fort Morgan, her 8th. There's the outlet to Bauman. Jump pass to Keller, left wing. She takes a long 3, and that's very short. And the rebound to Brooklyn Cox of Brush over to Rule, and now feeds Craich. No reason to rush any shots here if you're the Bee Diggers. 66-53 with 4.5 to go. Rule dribbles by 2, and there's a whistle away from the ball. Well, maybe it was on the ball. Let's see if she's going to go to the line. Yep. It'll be Brooke Rule at the line because the foul was committed by Lauren Keller, her second. Rule scored 4 points in the first, 7 in the second, 8 in the third. She's got 6 so far here in the fourth, and it stays that way. It's off to the right on the free throw. If the Bee Diggers hold on, they would win their 4th consecutive game and move to 5-2, while the Mustangs would fall to 2-4. And they just lost last night. Second free throw upcoming for Brooke Rule. She bends, she shoots, and scores. Brooke Rule now has 26 in the game. 67-53. Wolf in the left corner, bounce pass, Numero Longo banks, and she missed it badly. She's made a lot of those. The rebound to Brooklyn Cox, her third. Bay Diggers are going to break the 70-point mark in this game. Pretty good offense for them. Here's Rule in the lane all the way. Offensive foul. Nice defense here by Emma Wolf. It's the rare mistake by Brooke Rule in this game. She's been that good. Fourth foul by Brooke Rule. The Bay Diggers with their 24th turnover. Keller crosses midcourt. Ball poked from behind by Brooke Rule. And then Numero Longo tries to save it in for some reason for Fort Morgan. And it's taken away by Brush. Brooklyn Cox with under 4 minutes to go in the game. Yeah, you don't want to foul if you're Fort Morgan, just a foul. In the right corner, Corral lobs it back out and poked it out of bounds by Wheatley, intended for Cox. Checking in is Riley Lake. And to throw it in, into the backcourt, is Cox to Corral. Now here's Tatalini. Tatalini hands it off to Corral in the right wing, left-handed dribble, spins, kicks it back out to Tatalini. Tatalini is fouled by Bauman. Those are just silly fouls. Yeah, just playing way too tight on the defense. This will just delay the ending of this game. I mean, Fort Morgan still has a shot to put on a run here, but they're down by 14. And the free throw by Tatalini barely got to the rim. And she is 0 out of 4 from the line, all in this quarter. Second free throw. That is in. Delana now with 10 in the game, 68-53. Wheatley, left-handed dribble, feeds it back out to Keller, 3.5 to go. Keller at the top of the three-point circle, and then she carried the basketball. That one's rarely called. I didn't really see that. 32 turnovers for the Mustangs. Do we have a timeout? Not yet. Well, Coach Elrick was going to call one, but yeah, this Brush team is for real. There's no doubt about it. They're young and they're solid. They are solid. Fort Morgan got themselves in a hole, trailing by 9 after the opening quarter. Then it grew to 12 by halftime. And Brooke Rule with the basketball. She's been a star. Crossover dribble all the way. Puts it up. And a defensive foul. It's good. She puts it up and in. And the contact was taken by Pelton. But that's going to count. That is going to count. And Brooke Rule will step to the line. Mustang fans are not going to like that. Pelton's fourth. She's got 28 points in the game. What a move in the lane by Brooke Rule. Numero Longo's in for Pelton. It's the biggest lead for Brush at 70-53. But still with 3:16 to go, way too many stoppages here. This is going to turn into a 2-hour basketball game. Well, not that bad. And the free throw is good. Brooke Rule with 29. 71-53. B-Digger still pressuring. Here's Emma Wolf at midcourt. And there's an offensive foul. Here come the B-Diggers the other way. Yeah, I'm not sure you want to pressure too much if you're Brush up by 18. Inbounds pass taken by Tatalini. 3-on-2, middle of the lane. Bounce pass to Corral. She puts it up, and it's an air ball on the right baseline. Lauren Keller comes away with the basketball for Fort Morgan. Then has the ball poked at a bounce by Lake. It'll stay with Fort Morgan. With an even 3 minutes to go in this game. Inbounds pass to Lauren Keller. Lob to Wheatley. Wheatley left to the lane. Now she pulls up. Shot is blocked by Brooke Rule. And Rule has the basketball. What a great defensive play by Rule. Back out to Tatalini. Tatalini on the high right. 2:43 to go. Left-handed dribble, and Tatalini is fouled by Bauman. Bauman is out of the game. That should be her 5th. She scored 6 points in the opening quarter and nothing since then. Caitlin Fajardo will check in. 2 more free throws. Yeah, I think at this point what you've got to do is just loosen up on defense. Free throw is good by Delana Tatalini. Second free throw upcoming, and that one's up, and that one is perfect. It's a 20-point lead for the Beat Diggers. Contact in the backcourt, and somebody was held. I think Corral committed the foul. Double bonus. Yeah, so that's why I don't understand why you don't have to press that much. You're up by 20. So Fajardo to the line. Corral commits her 3rd. Caitlin looking to get on the scoreboard. Her free throw is around and good. 73-54. Yeah, like I said, I think if you're Brush, you can back off on the pressure defense. And second free throw is short. Ball is rebounded by Lake, and we have a whistle. Oh, boy. Come on, guys. This is not basketball now. That's Autumn Wheatley commits her 4th. Yeah, this is not basketball. Just let's see if Coach Elrick is instructing his team just to play solid defense. That free throw's around and no good by Riley Lake. I mean, you just don't want to foul and foul and foul on both sides, actually. Lake's second free throw is in the air, and that is short. But the rebound to Crate, she banks and misses. And then Caitlin Fajardo has the basketball for Fort Morgan. Fajardo at the top against Corral, dribbling to her right. And then looked like she picked up her back foot. She did. 34 turnovers for the Mustangs. Well, the Beat Diggers will still pressure. But check that. Fort Morgan will pressure. Check that. Here's Tatalini. She breaks the press easily. Then she's tripped up by Fajardo. And Tatalini's hurt. As she went down hard, Fajardo, that was incidental contact. But again, there's just way too many fouls here. And now 2 free throws for Tatalini. Tatalini scored 12 points in the game. Brush is going to hit the 80-point mark if these fouls continue to occur. Free throw by Tatalini is in. Delana with a baker's dozen. And the lead is up to 20 again. Second free throw is around and good. Backcourt pass is taken by Wolf, and then she walked with the basketball. And let's see, Coach Elrick, I think, wants his team to, play pressure defense, but not commit the fouls. Backcourt pass taken by Corral. Corral crossing midcourt against Wolf. Wolf swings it right side for Rule, dribbles by 2. Jump pass to Craich in the lane. She hooks, partially blocked by Keller, but Rule has the basketball. Rule to Corral, straight away to Tatalini. Under 2 minutes to go. Brush 75, Fort Morgan 54. Here's Tatalini spinning into the lane. Bounce pass to Craich, puts it up, and short. Left it short. Lauren Keller grabs the rebound for Fort Morgan. Keller pressured by Lake in the backcourt and fouled by Lake. I don't get this. I don't understand this at all. I mean, you're up by 21. And now Lauren Keller to the line. Lake commits her 3rd. And free throw by Lauren Keller is in. And some of the lights were just turned off. That free throw is going to count. 75-55. That free throw does count.
Carly Sullivan. Number 13,
Changes made here by Coach Wilson.
Number 24, Brooklyn Cox.
Lots of points scored here in this fourth quarter, particularly by Brush. They were up by 9 going into the quarter, now lead by 20. Make it 19. The second free throw by Keller is good. And Craich to throw it in. In the backcourt to Tatalini. Tatalini spinning with 1:37 to go. Over to Craich. Craich in the high right with 1:33 remaining. 75-56. Brush with the lead. Here's Tatalini on the left wing. Straight away to Brooklyn Cox. On the high right to Craich. Nice job by Brush just trying to work this thing around. Fort Morgan not committing any fouls. This probably should have happened 2 minutes ago. And now we have a foul on Fajardo. And she's fouled out. That's her fifth. 2 free throws by Tatalini. I don't think she intended to foul. It just happened. To tell you how out of control this quarter's gotten, to give you an idea, this will be the 10th and 11th free throws attempted by Tatalini in the quarter. That free throw's good. She missed her first 4 and now has made her last 6. Emma Stone into the game for Brush, her first appearance. Second free throw is in and out. Rebound is controlled by Lydia Eccles of Fort Morgan. 1:09 to go, and then Wolf is stripped. And here comes Brooklyn Cox the other way, and she missed it. And the rebound put back, and there's a foul. Carly Tatalini to the line. Emma Christensen committed the foul for Fort Morgan. Now the free throw here by Carly Tatalini is a line drive. It hits the bottom of the net, but did not go through the basket. Second free throw upcoming. We got, 21 free throws attempted in this quarter by Brush alone. And that free throw's good. 77-56. Keller the other way with 57 seconds to go. Keller behind the three-point line. Swings it over to Wolf. 15-footer, partially blocked. Emma Stone comes away with a basketball. 45 seconds to go. And we're slowly approaching the end of this game. Here is Cashlyn Tatalini with 35. Picks up the dribble. Feeds it right side over to Abreu and then throws up an air ball. And Lauren Keller grabs the basketball for Fort Morgan. That's her 9th rebound. 25 seconds remaining. Keller right of the lane. Jump pass inside. And what else? A whistle. Oh, boy. Lauren Keller to shoot 2. Tatalini commits her second. Lauren Keller's had a nice quarter with 6 points. And she's got 15 points in the game, leading Fort Morgan. Numera Longo right behind her with 14. Free throws in the air and in. Lauren Keller at one point was 1 out of 4 from the stripe. And now she's made 7 in a row. Second free throw is good. Rush 77, Fort Morgan 58. Let's see if they just hold the ball here. Tatalini back out. Here to Brooklyn Cox. 11 seconds to go. Over to Tatalini with 9. Yeah, just hold on to the basketball here, and this will be a 77-58 final with 2, with 1, and that's it. The Brush Bee Diggers have defeated the Fort Morgan Mustangs here tonight in the first of 2 games. A huge offensive performance by Brooke Rule as Brush wins the game over Fort Morgan by a count of 77-58. Wow, that seemed like it took forever. We'll wrap it up after this. We'll get to the post-game show. Fort Morgan and the Brush boys about to take the court right now. The Brush girls win 77-58 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Sean Beltran back from Brush High School after the Lady Beat Diggers defeated the Fort Morgan Mustangs 77-58. We'll get to the numbers here momentarily. Post-game show brought to you by Morgan Community College. There to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. And Coach Wilson, tonight, I mean, what a game it was here for Brush. It started off slowly.
Yeah.
So what was the difference a little bit later on? Because in fact, the first 90 seconds were really rough for Brush.
They were.
But then your girls really got going. What did you see, Coach, that got this team going in the right direction?
We just got in a roll. We started playing our game of basketball, and when we do that, we're a good basketball team. When we let other teams dictate what we do, we struggle. But when we settle in and we play our basketball, we're a good basketball team. It took us a minute to get past that three-quarter court 1-2-2, and then once we figured that out, it was a different ball game from there.
Well, and like you said, it was a team effort. Kenzie Craich had a nice first quarter, but what about the game that Brooke Rule played? I mean, you're talking a high school basketball game. You translate that to the next level, that's about a 38, 39-point game. She went off for 29 tonight, Coach.
Yeah, she played a heck of a ball game. She stepped up real big. Offensively and defensively, she played a great ball game. So it was really nice to see somebody step up because Delana struggled a little bit tonight. Yeah. So having someone step up that big in a moment like this is awesome to see this early in the season.
Well, but Delana got some nice confidence there. She missed her first 4 free throws. I mean, the free throw shooting was this game could have been a 3-hour game. She made 7 in a row. And I know you're not talking about her free throw shooting. Other aspects of her game, had a couple of turnovers there, but that would challenge you as a coach in utilizing your depth in order to get other girls into the game. And it seemed that bench flowed very nicely, and you had a lot of rhythm going in, especially later on in the game when you just kept racking up points after point.
Yeah, and down the stretch, Shalana played a great game. She played a heck of a game down the stretch. We needed that senior leadership on the court, and having that where she hit 7 in a row down the stretch, that's huge. That's how you win basketball games.
Were you just as impressed? Because it's easy to look at 77 points and, hey, that's a great offensive game. But, Coach Wilson, what about the way your team played defensively tonight? I'm sure there's some gaps in there. And do you have a number that you want to hold teams under, or maybe a shooting percentage? How would you evaluate that aspect of the game going forward, knowing you're not playing a game until January 14th?
Yeah, we have a long break, but I think there's some things defensively that we need to do better. We gave up too many points tonight. Just in terms of what we did, there were some gaps in our half-court defense on a regular basis, and so we got some stuff to clean up. And I think if we can do that, we'll be a force to be reckoned with in our league.
How do you keep these girls sharp now from today all the way through the 14th, knowing you got the break? Does that because the basketball season could be 2 different seasons?
Yeah.
You have your December schedule, and then everything else moving forward from mid-January, hopefully until March if you're playing that deep into the season. But how do you keep them solid and focused, knowing it's a good team, it's a solid team, but there could be rust, not just with your team, with a lot of teams. That's a concern.
Absolutely. Well, the nice thing is we do have that full week back from break before we play a game. So we'll come back on the 7th, and we'll be able to have full practices from the 2nd on, and we'll be able to come back and hopefully be able to put on a shooting performance like we did tonight, because we shot the ball better tonight than we have all season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, stretching out the floor. Do you look for a balance in terms of not only shooting down low, but even the threes? You had some outside shooting that really stretched the floor and made Fort Morgan's defense, their defensive strategy didn't pay off like they thought it would.
Yeah, well, and I don't blame them for playing the strategy they played. We've gone 2 for 18 in every single game this season is our average. So to be able to come out tonight and put on the performance we put on it's huge. And you could tell that the girls are getting more confident and finding their rhythm. And we work a lot in practice on putting up shots and making sure that our rhythm is there and that we're able to translate from our frenetic pace on defense to a slower pace on offense.
Absolutely. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's Brush Girls head basketball coach Anthony Wilson. After a big victory tonight, the Brush Girls defeat Fort Morgan here in Brush 77-58. All right, let's see if we continue with our numbers. here from tonight where there were so many free throws taken in this fourth quarter just to put those together. In fact, we'll do that here in just a second. We'll continue to rack through the numbers and give you a full recap as the Bead Diggers defeat the Fort Morgan Mustangs in a girls game by 19 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back in Brush. The boys game about to start in just a few minutes. The Fort Morgan girls fell to the Brush Bead Diggers 77-58. Brooke Rule was the big scorer. She had 29 points in the game, 17 for Kenzie Craich. Delana Tatalini with 15. Alexis Corral had 4. Check that. Alexis Corral had 8. 4 for Brooklyn Cox and 2 apiece for Carly Tatalini and Riley Lake. For the Mustangs, they were led by Lauren Keller, 17. Clementina Numero-Lago had 14. Then 9 points for Autumn Wheatley. 6 in the game from Allie Bauman, Emma Wolf with 5. And then you had 4 from Destiny Pelton. Tessa Frasco had a bucket. And then Caitlin Fajardo with 1. The Mustangs 14 out of 20 from the line, 70%. The Bead Diggers 18 out of 28. 36 turnovers unofficially for the Mustangs and 24 for Brush. Let's see, rebounding totals. 28 unofficially for Fort Morgan, 9 of those by Keller, and 30 for Brush. 10 of those by Brooke Rule, double-double, 29 points and 10 rebounds. That's one heck of a game at the high school level. Again, you project that out to college minutes, and that's those numbers are even greater. So with a victory, the Lady Bead Diggers have won 4 in a row. They're 5-2, and the Lady Mustangs fall to 2-4. They've lost on back-to-back nights by 23 points last night to Sydney and by 19 points tonight to the Brush Bead Diggers.